Hello, Janeway here. Continuing the series about current common decks that I've been seeing throughout this current season. Um, the other deck that I use um, is what I call a Little Ones deck, where essentially you have a lot of one cost cards, and you help kind of strengthen those cards and protect those cards as time goes on, so that they grow basically from little to none. One thing to keep in mind with this deck is you're going to need those 12 spots across the three fields that are in play. And so one of the reasons I have Scarlet Witch in here is to help get rid of a field that limits or significantly detracts from what you are doing. And so, for example, there's a field, I forget what's called offhand, um, where it makes you only play one card in that field. And so when that kind of situation happens with a little one's deck, play Squirrel Girl, you're going to have a squirrel in that one spot, which is very far from helpful. And at best, uh, which probably isn't the wisest thing to do anyway, uh, you can get an 8 out in that single field with Onslaught. Um, However, the point of having Onslaught is to help your boosters and to boost Ant-Man. So like Kazar, all your one cost cards get an additional power. Blue Marvel, all cards get one power. You have those two on the field, on the same field, and you put Onslaught there, it doubles what you get. And so you'd get +4 to all of your one cost cards and +2 to all the other cards except Blue Marble because he doesn't do it to himself. I'm pretty sure. There was a point during the um, season where uh, the collector boxes, um, spotlights, ended up having some stuff that really helps with Little One's deck, which is why I ended up building this. So Marvel Boy is great because after each turn, at the end of each turn, he gives three of your one cost cards +1 power. If you have only like one or two out, well, it's just going to be those ones. It's not like it doubles up or anything like that, but it's still really handy. Um, One thing that could easily make this deck like wipe out is Killmonger, who destroys all one cost cards. And so when you're building this kind of deck, you have to really find a way to deal with that. And my way of dealing with it is one of those spotlight cards that came up, which is Kyra. Um, Ongoing effect, your 1 in 6 cost cards can't be destroyed. That is very handy um, because you can, uh, someone throws out a Killmonger and you're just like, nope, you don't destroy those. And of course, there's other destruction cards for that the opponent can play on you. Um, but Killmonger is the big one that could potentially screw you on this. Another card that people will sometimes use to at least protect some of them is armor. So armor, as a refresher, whatever field armor is on, the cards in that field can't be destroyed. And so 1/3 of your territory is safe from destruction, which would include any one cost cards that you put in there if you needed to counter Killmonger. Um, this deck can be handy to deal with some other common decks that are going out there. So the first one I think that it can help is with a swap negative deck. And so essentially what that was, or what that deck is you have things like the Hood, you have things like Hobgoblin, you have things like Sentry that are negative cards. Some of them can go over to the other side immediately, but some need a push, and with things like the Viper. And so if you see a negative card on the field, you're probably seeing some version of uh, negative power swap deck, and so a good way to prevent them from coming to your side would be to fill up your side of that field as fast as possible, which is um, doable if you have several low costing cards in your hand. Uh, so that's a way to deal with that. I've seen another variant of the little ones that uses Thanos. I'm going to talk about that in a different video. But in a nutshell, uh, with a Thanos deck, you get each of its power or each of its stones is a one cost card, and so they would get the same uh, protections from Kyera, the same boosts from things like Marvel Boy and Kazar as you see um, in a standard Little Ones deck. Um, but uh, That, I believe, is um, all I want to bring up with regards to it, how this could be a counter. Um, it is possible to use these to beat destruction decks, depending on how they're going because of the speed and the ramp up. So, um, you have Ant-Man, who's likely going to end up in a four field because you're putting out so many cards, especially if you've drawn Squirrel Girl. Um, so that really helps. You got Chavez, who will plus power uh, to whatever is the next card that you draw. Again, you have all those power up and protection cards that I mentioned, and you have a field swapper. Um, I toyed with the idea of using magic to create limbo, but um, it's a three cost card, and I think with this kind of, at least the deck as I have it, Scarlet Witch is, although unpredictable, kind of a better slot in there. Um, that's about all I have to say about this kind of deck. Um, we will continue this kind of mini series on different types of decks in a little bit. I hope you found this at least somewhat informative. Um, Let me know if you have any questions. As always, my I play regularly on Twitch. My Twitch uh link can be found in the About Me section as well as in the About for this video. Please go ahead and click um, and show your support by liking or following or uh, donating if you have the means to do so, if you like this content. Okay, I will see you all in the near future. Janeway out.